Okay. So hi guys. You okay?
Hey, how's it going, buddy?
Yeah,
Good to be here.
I'm good. Thank you. Good to be here as well. So this is a live voice EMA session, and it's between Squid Grow and Biconomy Exchange. My name is Zahid. I am the host for today's EMA from Biconomy side, and I have with me two of my colleagues from Squid Grow project. Before I pass the mic on for them to give a quick intro about themselves, I just wanted to quickly, um, just mention the official disclaimer. So here goes the disclaimer. I'm not a financial advisor, but a live host for this EMA session only. And the following does not constitute financial advice of any sort. This live voice EMA session is for marketing purposes and only for such purposes. Any involvement in the Squid Grow project is categorically done at your own risk. Accordingly, please do your own due diligence and research. Neither myself or Biconomy or my colleagues in no event will be liable for any indirect, special, incidental, or consequential damages, including loss of profits, business, or other, even if we have been advised of the possibility of such damages. So we've got that out of the way, guys. So my name is Zahid, as I said, and I will be your AMA host for today, representing Biconomy, which is a leading exchange and trading platform, and allowing for trades to be completed without any limits. Squid Grow. I'll let my colleagues here firstly introduce themselves and then give us a very quick introduction about the project, which will be followed by a number of questions, and which will then, at the end of the question, we will wrap up. So, guys,
Perfect. Hey, thank you for that introduction.
introduction about yourselves and then the project.
Yep. How's it going? Good to be here. I'm Shibtoshi. I'm the CEO of Squid Grow. I'm here with my CMO, Crypto Blast. His name's Dane. All the guy. Dane.
Hey guys. Yeah, go ahead, Shib. I'll follow you.
Oh, could y'all not just hear me? Shoot.
Well, yeah, maybe start from right there. I heard you for a second, and then it introduced me, and then I popped back to you. So go ahead.
Sorry about that. Hey, how's it going, everybody? I'm Shibtoshi. I'm the CEO of Squid Grow. We are a utility meme token that launched on the BSC network, but will be soon coming to the Ethereum networks. We launched in June in the middle of this bear market, and we are chiseling away to the top. I am here with my CMO, Dane, representing Squid Grow.
Hey guys. Yeah, I'm Dane. I've been in this industry not quite as long as Shib, who's been in it from 2011. I've been in this space since 2016, and I've never really stopped. A lot of people that came into the space sort of come out when things are hot, and then they sort of go way back to the normal life when things are cold. I've stuck through thick and thin. I love it in crypto. I think this space is amazing, and I've been attracted to DeFi projects in particular for most of my time in this space, and it's led me to meeting Shibtoshi and helping to develop this awesome project, Squid Grow, that we're about to dive into now, and I couldn't be more proud to be here.
Yeah, I guess I should actually get into a little more detail about myself. So as I said previously, I'm Shibtoshi. I've been in the crypto space since 2011. I first got into crypto with Bitcoin, and after doing my due diligence on that, I kind of just went down the rabbit hole. So I bought everything from Bitcoin, Litecoin, Zcash, Bitcoin Cash, all the way up to one of my most notable trades, my Shiba Inu purchase. I bought August 1st, day one. And that first purchase was about $240. And I've held it all the way to the top, and I still hold my bag currently. I'm also a Bitcoin whale, top 50. I'm a member of the Bitcoin Millionaire Club, and just set out to try to change the space a little bit. It's really been plagued with some bad actors, so we're trying to change that.
Yeah, nice, and absolutely agree, Satoshi. There's a lot of bad actors. Super impressed that you've been involved in the ecosystem since 2011. Very cool, guys. So thanks for the quick intro. So a few questions now. Firstly, how did Squid Grow start, and what motivated you guys?
Okay, fair question. So as I said, there's a lot of bad actors in the space, and through my time in the crypto space, I've obviously brought my friends and my family to crypto. And through the course of time, a lot of my family and friends have been caught up in rug pulls and just dead end investments with projects that overpromised, under-delivered. So it was actually at the encouragement of one of my closest friends to start my own project. I at first was a little hesitant, and ultimately decided to start looking into it, and that's exactly what we did. I met um, my CFO, RDub, who's not here with us today, in a private whale group. And after chatting with him a little bit and sharing the same concerns of the space, we decided that we were going to launch one of the contracts that I had previously had made done up. And the Squid Grow contract was created back in November of 21, although I did not deploy it. As I said, I was a little hesitant, but ultimately we decided to go with the Squid Grow contract, and we came up with that name based on the Netflix TV series Squid Game, and also a token that was very hot at that time, Evergrow token. So I took those two names and combined it to one, and Squid Grow was born. So we set out to try to be, one of the top contenders in this space, focusing on community and utilities and transparency.
That's right. And I'll add to that and say, I've been like I said, I've been involved in a couple different projects, and I've been looking for something that I really believe in that can help change the space. And I have a very similar vision to Satoshi, is trying to deliver a product and a suite of services that can really help change perception of not only meme tokens, but just DeFi startup projects in general, and to be able to help provide people in the financial opportunity, much like to Satoshi's that he found with Shiba or even Bitcoin. That's the vision that we all have at Squid Grow, and it's very motivating to feel like you're part of something that really has a legitimate shot to make that happen. And I wake up and go to sleep every day feeling like that at Squid Grow. Whereas in the past, when I was involved with projects, I had serious doubts that I was in something that was going to last. As we know, most crypto projects don't last, and it starts with the people at the top behind the vision. They have to have an unrelenting desire to make it get to that stage and to never stop it, because reality is you're up against a lot of competition. Things cost a lot of money, and it's a very brutal industry as far as taking a project from bare bones grassroots and getting it to the top. You have to go through a lot of trials and tribulations, and so we all share that vision, and we're stepping through them one by one to try to bring it to the top and give everybody that financial opportunity. And that's really what drives us, I think, at the core, is to provide that for the community that we've come to appreciate and have grown.
Yeah, I think thank you very much for that, guys. I think there is a lot of issues within this ecosystem, and ultimately, we are getting more and more projects that are serious, and ultimately are providing solutions that the community and the ecosystem needs. So yeah, I completely agree with you guys. So moving on. To question 2 from my side, aside from utility, what makes the Squid Grow team and its model unique compared to the thousands and thousands of other projects out there?
Well, something that's unique about Squid Grow is I completely and fully back my project. I have a very vast crypto portfolio, and I've done pretty well for myself in the space. But another thing that kind of stands us apart is we are a tax token. We have a 4% buy tax, 12% sell tax, but all of that tax feeds into our liquidity pools. None of it is being siphoned off for marketing or into anybody's pockets. It's all on chain going right to liquidity. So that's a benefit to our community. Obviously strengthening our liquidity pools makes us less volatile, and it allows for our investors, if and when they decide to pull profits or pull out of the project, they don't run into liquidity issues such as I have, in my investment of Shiba Inu. Dane, you kind of want to chime in from here?
Yeah. Additionally to the financial thing, which is basically Satoshi bankrolling this project himself, and really it gives it a extremely high budget because of that, where we don't have to worry about volume to make things happen as much as other projects may have to. The other thing about other than that is the tax that he mentioned. That can be reduced over time, and liquidity is a crucial thing. But the thing that makes us unique, I guess, really is just the fact that there's someone behind it that wants it to succeed, and it doesn't necessarily require the DeFi ecosystem to push it. There's something else I was going to say, and I'll pop back in and say it once it returns to my mind here. I think it slipped away.
Fair enough.
Yeah, no problem, guys. Yeah, 100% agreed. Utility, and liquidity is so important. Without that, a lot of good projects fail. So the focus on that is definitely very, very important, I suppose. So guys, what blockchains and platforms can users buy on?
So for starters, users can buy on Biconomy exchange. Biconomy is one of the, I believe, 12 exchanges we're listed on. Our main liquidity is on PANCAKE Swap. That's where the bulk of our liquidity is, but we're also listed on exchanges such as Gate, Mexi, BitTrue, Bitmark, LBank, Ascendex, XT, Hotbit. Dane, am I leaving any out?
You pretty much got it. If we did leave anybody out, we apologize, but there's about 12 exchanges currently, so it's tough off the top of the head. But yeah, BSC, and coming soon to where, Shib?
Ethereum home turf. It's something I'm greatly excited about. We will be going to my home turf here very soon. So currently we're waiting on our finalized CertTech audit. We have been audited several times, but I like my audits to have audits and just focus on security and safety. And that's kind of the purpose for that. So we're having everything audited again through CertTech.
Yeah, very important. Audits are absolutely fundamental, because ultimately they give they give transparency to everything, I suppose. And I think you can't do enough audits. So yeah, that's very, very cool.
Yes.
Yeah. What are the main utilities, guys, of the Squid Grow ecosystem?
Dane, you want to touch on that?
Yeah, this is the one that we probably spend the most time on, because it is an ecosystem, and it's something that we want really to be a trendsetter. And I think you're starting to see that with some meme coins evolving into much more than just a meme, and actually some of them just being full-blown utilities with the amount of stuff they have lately. We're trying to really pioneer that as well. And I guess the first thing I'll touch on when it comes to our utility is our flagship, which is SGX. And SGX is going to be a full decentralized perpetual exchange where you own your keys, and you're able to trade futures in a very big way. In fact, Satoshi will be forking over and providing the liquidity for that exchange to make sure it doesn't have any issues. And we're open to APIs, of course, as well with that. But that's going to be a very huge thing for us, because that perpetual exchange will actually take some from the exchange and feed it back into Squid Grow in the form of buybacks, as well as liquidity and staking. So that's pretty awesome, and that's the one I think we were most excited about, at least by the poll that we did the other day in our community. But we have a few others as well. I guess second but not least is Mike Miller's NFT collection, which will come with a full NFT marketplace called SGM, and that's going to be something that we come out with when I guess NFT season heats up. We've actually had it done for a while, and we've got some pretty unique things with those NFTs. Mike Miller is actually the Marvel and DC comic book illustrator and animator, longtime veteran of the industry, and he's actually on our team in official capacity to create these NFTs for Squid Grow. And great guy, very hardworking and amazing art content. So that's going to be a big hit, I think, when it comes out. Those will actually be available on both BSC and ETH. And Shib, if you want to touch on the other cool thing you did with those.
Yeah, I'm going to touch on the NFT marketplace real quick. So SGM is just an acronym that we have assigned to the NFT marketplace. That is not the official name. We are not publicly releasing the name as of yet. But one other cool thing with Mike Miller's NFT collection is we have a set of ultra rare NFTs. It's limited to 100, and within those 100 ultra rare NFTs, I have purchased about $300,000 worth of blue chip NFTs, such as Mutant Apes, Kennel Clubs, Doodles, Goblins, Metaverse Land, The Other Side, numerous NFTs, and our NFTs will be pictured holding a Polaroid picture of one of these blue chip NFTs, and if you mint one of these ultra rare NFTs, you gain ownership of both. So that's pretty cool. And also integrating into the NFTs with our new swaps that we are coming out with, our own DEX. We currently have a DEX, but we are upgrading it and calling it SDS. So we are rolling that out with BSC and Ethereum. Our staking contracts are going to be integrated into that. We have a variable APR on our staking contracts. Currently, I believe the token staking is around 20%. We also offer LP staking, which I believe is around 200%. As I said, they are variable, so the more people that utilize those staking contracts, the APR does drop. But also on the flip side, if people start pulling out, it goes up. Currently, we have about 50% of supply staked in our token staking contract, but we also are offering the ability for our NFTs to be staked in our staking contracts for boost of rewards for Squid Grow token. And as a added utility for SGX, our perpetual exchange, you will also be able to stake your NFTs on our exchange for lower trading fees as well. So that's something that's pretty cool and unique, I think. Also, as we said, we're coming to the Ethereum chain. So we have developed our own bridge. It has the ability to be multi, so we're not going to just be limited to Ethereum, but we are debuting the bridge with the chain. And as I said, it's currently in audit. So essentially, our community members are going to be able to, bridge back and forth from whatever chain they favor. If the price is down on one, they want to bridge over to the other, they're welcome to do that. I'm sure there will probably be a good amount of volume, taking place on the bridge. In addition to that, what else do we want to touch base on?
Well, we already have really cool staking, like really generous staking, to be honest, on the BSC side, but that will be coming over to the ETH side as well at launch. We'll also be doing an ILO when we come out with the ETH launch of the supply, which basically gives investors on the ETH side a chance to get into Squid Grow without the slippage, without having to worry about buying a crazy, launch that just moons and potentially makes it difficult to enter. It gives them a chance to do so in a more balanced fashion, a little bit in advance, and it also helps raise that liquidity to make it nice and thick, and on the ETH side to match the BSC side, where our liquidity is actually very nice as well.
Yeah, and in addition to that, actually, if you participate in our ILO, we are giving a 5% bonus in tokens for that. And after the ILO is concluded, we will open up to our community the ability to trade in BSC tokens for Ethereum tokens. And so, as Dane said, you don't have to worry about slippage and such. And with the BSC token trade-in for Ethereum, we are giving a 3% bonus to users to participate in that as well.
Right. And that's it's not to say our BSC side is going anywhere. It's just to incentivize people to come to our E side as well. We're going to be fully multi-chain on both sides, so every utility that we have available will be fully operational on both sides. And I think that's a pretty unique thing about our ecosystem is that we're not just going to drop these later at launch with ETH. All these utilities will be out on both chains, and that bridge will make you be able to go back and forth pretty seamlessly.
Correct.
Yeah, you seem to be very bullish on ETH, guys.
Oh well, I'm my home turf is ETH. I'm a SHIB whale, and I'm really bullish on it. There was an inner debate on what network we should launch on first, but ultimately we decided to go with BSC. Thrive over there, which we have done. We've done over 2,000 X's in this market. Currently, we're around 570 X's from the time of launch, so it's still pretty substantial. But we wanted to come over here and build some trust and some reputation. Moving forward, obviously that will continue to grow before we debuted on ETH, and that's exactly what we've set out to do. And I think, in my personal opinion, we have started to achieve that, and I think it's time that we go home.
Shib, you reminded me of what I was going to say earlier when you asked something unique about Squid Grow, other than the fact that you bankroll it, and that is the fact that we stealth launched, actually. So we started from a 35K market cap, and that actually makes us pretty safe and secure compared to a lot of even mature projects that have a lot of VC funding from the beginning that have giant token unlocks. We actually have no token scheduling unlocks to worry about going forward. Circulating supply is fully out there. And we actually have over 50% of our BSC supply staked by users individually. And that's a pretty huge milestone that we recently hit. So just the fact that we stealth launched, don't have any secret tokens or private investors or pre-salers to worry about is, I think, a really bullish thing for Squid Grow. We've gotten through our initial volatility stage over the last couple of months of people getting in early and selling off for some profit. And as Shibtoshi said, people are up a crazy amount of X's if they actually indeed did hold from the beginning. So I think that's something else I wanted to just throw in there.
Yeah, I think holding for the long run is always the key. People that have invested in Bitcoin and Ethereum and managed to hold will reap the rewards, I suppose.
100%.
Yeah,
100% agree with that.
Yeah. So moving on, guys, what is actually your favorite utility for Squid Grow, and why?
Well, I'm a little biased, obviously, because everything we're kind of putting out there is something that myself and the core team have decided to develop. But two things I would say. I'm really excited about going to ETH. If you want to call our bridge a utility, but I'm very, very excited for SGX, our perpetual exchange. I think it's going to do phenomenal things for the community. As Dane said, 25% of the profits that are generated on the exchange will go into my chart. It will be split up, half going onto the chart in a buy and the other half going to liquidity. And obviously, the more chains that we branch to, obviously that will spread out to those other chains as well. But starting out, it's going to be BSC and Ethereum. And in my personal opinion, that's going to help make us a lot more stable once we start generating good volume on the exchange and it starts catching on. I think it's going to be just a continuous growth for the chart.
I agree. I think the SGX is the flag. It's got to be our flagship utility because it's such a massive undertaking to create this type of exchange and to do it correctly. It's also something that when you look at the competition, the competition is not perfect by any means, and the competition that we're looking at and referring to, I won't say them by name, but they're sitting around 600, 700 million market cap, and all they have is the exchange. We're trying to one up that exchange in many ways when we release our fully finished product. So I'm excited for that, and the fact that it feeds back into our ecosystem. That's definitely my favorite as well, being a little bit of a futures DJ trader myself, swinging altcoins all the time with high leverage is kind of a little bit of a hobby. So it'll be fun to be able to do that in the DeFi sector and at home for our own project. Aside from that, my personal favorite, and this is not really utility, but it's actually the meme side. I really like the branding that Squid Grow has, Some people were not so sure about it in the beginning, but over time here in the past 9 months, our community has really shielded and driven that home. And you're starting to see these the Squid Girl logos just all over crypto Twitter, and it's really spreading in a very big viral way even. And I love that because there's a lot of tech companies out there that have great utilities, but if nobody knows what it is, nobody sees it, it doesn't really get that far. And we've seen that in past cycles. And I think one of the advantages that meme tokens has is when you realize that it has a lot of the same and some oftentimes better tech as typical utility tokens. Well, it also has a catchy brand that puts that out there to people that might not otherwise be interested in utility type tokens. So you kind of get the best of both worlds with a really cool flagship utility and several other utilities, but also combining that with the brand that's really catching on amongst the crypto space and the DeFi sector.
Very, very cool, guys. So next question I have on my list is what challenges have you faced so far, and do you have any obstacles or worries about the future of the Squid Grow project?
I'm completely confident in the direction that we are moving. As we said previously, I fully back this project, and I'm fully invested into it, and I'm going to make sure to see it through. Every move and decision that we make, we do it with the community in mind. There has been numerous occasions where we actually involve the community in decision makings for some of our utilities. So we're definitely very mindful of that. But so as far as the direction and the future of Squid Grow, I'm not at all swayed or worried with the market as it stands. Obviously, with we've had some minor setbacks in the process. We live by the motto under promise over deliver. So obviously none of this stuff was really public because we don't normally put dates out to the community, but just internal development feats that we've come across. We come up with an idea and then trying to actually work that into existence. It is pretty tiresome. Lots of hours of testing and a lot of time going into that. So there is frustration at times with that, but all in all, there's not been anything that we haven't been able to accomplish. It's just a little slower than we would really like.
Yeah, you smashed that answer. I think we're all a bit of a perfectionist at heart in this space, trying to deliver something of quality to the community and one-upping other projects in the process. So, the worry is to always just be able to deliver on that perfection and not have any hiccups. And oftentimes you are in the hands of developers when it comes to a time frame. So that's something that just irks me a little bit, is just having to wait around. But it is what it is when you do things by the right way and you get the audits that we mentioned and you take security seriously. You can't rush these things. You really can't. I'll often use the example as video games, and I always tell people about Rockstar and Grand Theft Auto and Red Dead Redemption, for instance. These are companies that spent hundreds of millions of dollars, and they gave these developers hundreds of millions of dollars. Yet still, both of these games took nearly a decade to create. It's not saying we're going to take a decade to create our stuff, but development takes time. It's almost like an art form in some of its deep levels. So you can't rush those things. And once they come out, you have to make sure there's no back doors or anything spooky like that, because we've all seen the things that can happen to crypto projects, even the best of them, when it comes to hacking and cyber theft and crime and stuff. So that's something that's always in our mind, is security of our investors. So I would say that just making sure that we stay in line with that is the biggest challenge to overcome, and that often creates delays. But other than that, we were born in the bear market, and I think pretty much the worst time to possibly launch a project. So when it comes to the macro condition and worrying about that, not even a shred of that is concerning me anymore after what we've been through.
Yeah, and I think what you said is absolutely correct. You to do things the proper way, it takes time.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the bottom line. If you want to do something and you want to do it proper, then it's just going to take time, and you've got to be able to sort of put that time and effort in and ultimately have patience, because and that's one thing, you know, that a lot of projects and co-founders and founders lack, is the patience. So it's good to hear that you guys have got that covered, because it's definitely very, very important to have that. So
Yeah, our community definitely expects perfection from us. And there's actually a quote that I really like. It's a quote by Vince Lombardo, and it reads, "Perfection is not attainable, but if we chase perfection, we can catch excellence." And I really agree with that. You know, you can do something perfectly, but there's always room for improvements on it. I mean, there's been so many things throughout the history of our time here that, you know, something was done excellently and it was later improved. You know, obviously this is not in reference to security, because there is no leeway there. You know, you got to always obviously make sure that everything is safe and secure, and that's why our focus is on that. But you know, I really can relate to that quote by Vince Lombardo.
Yeah, no, I love it, because ultimately that is fact. So guys, an important question is in for the short and distant future for Squid Grow when it comes to investors and what they can look forward to.
Sure. So I'll start with short term, then Shib, I'll let you touch on long term, because I don't want to misspeak. So short term, well, I think we pretty much covered it. These utilities are not too far away. The most immediate short term is going to be our launch onto ETH with the ILO that we touched on. And in that time frame between now and then, we are doing the auditing stuff. We will be turning on the marketing machine a little bit, and keyword little bit. We really haven't flexed our muscles when it comes to marketing, other than when we first launched and launched on basically 10 exchanges in 3 months. We sort of shut it down and went into development mode. So we're doing a little bit of marketing, turning that up a bit between now and when we come onto ETH. And then shortly after ETH, as quickly as we can at least, that's when the SGX and the NFT collections and marketplace and better staking contracts will roll out. But then long term, you know, that's something that we always have in mind, and I'm not sure how much we want to share.
Yeah, and I'll touch on that real quick. So as I said previously, we have a motto: under promise and over deliver. So anything outside of the immediate future, we don't really get into details. We don't run a typical roadmap, you know, of different things we're working on. And I do that because I've personally been invested in projects where, you know, the core team, you know, makes promises that they're going to do this and that, and ultimately they run into hiccups and they're unable to deliver. And I remember that feeling as an investor. So because of that, you know, we have adopted the motto that I just spoke on. So outside of what we have previously just touched on, you know, that's essentially where we're going to leave it currently.
Cool.
Yeah, so you know, I think you investors, especially given, you know, what's happened, you know, over the sort of not so distant sort of past with FTX and all the rug pulls that are happening on a daily basis. I think it's important, you know, to have the investors in confidence, really bring them in confidence, because ultimately if they, you know, investors and they're investing in the project or in any project or business, you know, you got to give them that respect that they due. So I'm glad that you're taking it all very seriously, guys.
Yeah, 100%. You know, as I said previously, you know, we don't want to give anybody's hopes up. There's been numerous projects where, you know, I was really greatly looking forward to something, and for whatever reason, it was not attained and delivered on. So, you know, when we generally speak on something, it's because it's getting very close, and that's generally when we speak it to the public and fill everybody in on what our plans are.
Yeah, cool. So finally, guys, how can the Biconomy users and other other sort of crypto enthusiasts join Squid Grow and participate in the growth really of the project or the project itself.
So they can find us on our official website. It's squidgrow.wtf, and on that website you can find all of our social links. You can find us on Twitter. We have the gold check Twitter account. We're also blue check verified on Telegram. So make sure if you're looking for our channels, you find the verifications. We also have our verified YouTube channel and verified TikTok channel as well. We're also on Instagram, but Telegram and Twitter are our main presences currently.
That's great. So that sums it up from my side, guys. Is there anything you want to sort of just add before we sort of wrap things up? Just a quick sort of message to the community from yourselves, especially Shibtoshi. I like that name, but I love it.
Yeah.
I didn't get what it was, and now you mentioned who you are, what you do, and now I get where that Shibtoshi comes from.
Yeah, so it's essentially, I'm a SHIB whale, and
yeah, I get it.
Yeah, so we kind of came together with that. But my message to everybody listening is just, I'm not here to, beg for investors, but if you are looking for a solid project with a solid foundation and transparent team, check us out on Twitter or on Telegram. And my core team and myself are always accessible. If you have any questions that you don't want to ask
demonstrate the value.
Sorry, guys.
If you don't want, it's okay. If you don't want to ask a question publicly, you can always reach us in DMs, and my core team will never contact you first. If you send us a message, just go to our main Telegram channel or our main Twitter and drop us a message. If you do send a message on Telegram, go to the main channel and at us in the main group, telling us that you sent a DM, and we will get back to you as soon as we can. Dane, you got anything to follow up with?
That's pretty much it, man. We thank you guys for listening. We're big fans of Biconomy. It's why we chose them as one of our first exchanges. And I'm a former landed immigrant in Canada myself, and so to be on an exchange that's headquartered there, it's pretty cool. I actually was a big holder in your guys' token back when you launched it, Bit Token. Remember that one? It's good times. I think it's a great exchange, and we're happy to hopefully connect with some of your audience. Come check us out if you like what you hear. As Shibtoshi said, we try to make ourselves available all the time, and it's a 24/7 thing. So if we're not there, someone will be, and we'll answer as quickly as we can.
Yeah, just thank you for having us, and it's all of our interactions with your exchange has been pleasurable. And looking forward to growing together in the future.
No problem, guys. Well, thank you very much, and it was a pleasure speaking to you guys, and I'll be in touch. I'm sure we'll be speaking again, and have a lovely day ahead, and let's go.
Yep, let's grow. All right, guys, take it easy. Thanks for having us.
All right, guys. All right.
Bye bye.
Guys, thanks. Bye bye.